Hello and welcome to the first video in a series of videos where we draw Rocket League cars, and today we're going to start with one of the most sought after cars in the game, the Fennec. So we're going to start with the bonnet, and all you need to do is just draw a straight line down here. And remember, if at any point in the video you need to just, I guess, pause so you can do something that you need to catch up on, you can pause the video. And so you draw that straight line, and then you draw you draw a little line across here, and then a smaller line up here. So this is the top of the Fennec, how it kind of raises up a little bit. And then you draw across here, across there, and then back down again. So now you come forward, you just then draw a straight line across here, which then curves down and around, and then just comes straight up here. So now I've got the front of the Fennec. And something else we're going to need to do is draw just a little line across here, and just draw a couple of little lines up here. So this is to help with the perspective. And then we need to draw another line across here, and another one across here. So it just goes like this. And that's all we need to do for now. Just catching up. Okay. Now, with this line we've done across here, kind of color that in with your pencil so that it's darker. So you don't need to draw anything else on that line. And now we're going to do the headlamps of the Fennec. So you need to draw this line here, a circle here that interacts with the line. I'm just going to erase that because that was pretty terrible. And so then we come, and it kind of starts up here at the corner, and it curves around. So it goes a bit like that. And then over here, got that in, we do pretty much exactly the same thing. Alright, now if you want to, there's a little extra detail. So the Fennec has these little bit of triangles here, I guess you could call them. So then you can just do that. Draw a couple of lines across here as a front grille. And that's pretty much the start of the Fennec, just the bonnet. So now you draw a couple little lines across here and draw a line curving around the front of the bumper that you just drew, or the front of the car, I guess. And then in front of that, you need to draw this, which is, I guess, the front of the car, like the very, very front, which it looks like a bit of like a bar that it's a bar. It's a bar. And so then you just draw that, and it comes all the way around here. So this is the Fennec so far. You couldn't see that before. I'm dreadfully sorry because my hand was in the way. And so now we then just about here draw a little curved line. So that's for another bumper. Also, this here needs to be kind of 3D. So it can be 3D if you want it to. It doesn't really matter. And then across here again. That angle is kind of bad, so I'm just going to redo that. Comes along about here. And then we'll go like that. And then like that. and then straight across all the way up. And then you need to draw this to make it a little more 3D-ish. And then draw a little bit up here. I don't know what that is. It's just like kind of like an engine sort of a thing on the Fennec. Don't quite know. So that's pretty much the start of the Fennec already. And so now we're going to have a bit more definition to the bumper and draw this straight line across here. Kind of ends about where this one ended, so just there. And you draw across there at the start of this rectangle thing that we drew at the start. And so that's what's going to be the raised up portion. So then you can draw this little long black triangle. And that's going to be also part of the raised up part. And so this all leads to just about in front of the windscreen. So we're going to draw the first line of the windscreen, which comes to about here. And then up here. So that gives the windscreen definition, and then just like that. So I guess we could go like this. So this photo looks pretty terrible. If your picture looks a lot better than mine, don't be surprised, because I am by no means a professional sketch artist. So then we go across there. Do that. Also, if you're fed up with me being slow, then you can also skip forward a bit. Don't forget that. So we also want to just draw a little line here to just indicate that this is actually raised and it doesn't just slope off. And then all you need to do is just color in this windscreen a bit. Doesn't need to be full, just enough to remind you to not draw there. And then we come across here a bit and draw a little raised up bit. So that's the back of the Fennec, that's the wing. Comes across, you draw a little bit here, all that in, and then just like this. So that's there, and then bam. So the proportion on this is like all wrong. It's all completely wrong. It looks reasonably good. On mine it looks reasonably good anyway. Yours could be absolutely terrible. Probably not as bad as mine though. And so now we're going to give the rest of the windows a bit of definition as well. So we sketch along there. And it comes down here. Like this. And then we go just a little line here. It's kind of optional. And then, sorry if my headphone cord is getting in the way. Yeah, I'll try to fix that. It's probably not going to work though. Sorry about the distracting headphone cord. And then draw 1, 2 lines just across here, so that like separates the two windows. You know what? I'm gonna just fix this up. You can skip ahead a bit if you need to. Alright, and now that I've coloured in, and this bit can just be a light shade of colour, black pencil. And now draw a diagonal line across here, so that's the back of the Fennec. And then another straight line. And then across here, across the back, that, and down here. And so now this black line here kind of goes down to the wheels of the car. And so I think the wheels of the car that we're going to do are turbine. Or, you know, yeah, I think we're actually going to do the photon wheels. They're pretty simple to draw. And then we just draw a line across here. Also, if you need to, you can add a little extra line of definition here. That kind of just helps me a bit sometimes. Alright, so back to here. And then we go along here. And then like that. And then like that. So that's where the other wheel is going to go. And so now just above here, you want to draw another black line, which kind of leads to the rest of the wheel well. I guess you could call it the wheel well. And that just curves over, straight over to about there. And now that comes up a bit. And so we're going to draw the wheels there, probably soon, but it's just a few little extra details. So there's a little bit that comes up around here to make it seem a bit more 3D. You can draw a couple of definition lines if you want to there. And a little detail here, no idea what that is, probably some sort of engine venting thing. Maybe it's just designed to make it look cool. So that looks kind of like that. And now we're coming on to the wheels. So the wheels just start with a circle. Just a plain circle. If you need to erase some things, you can. I'm certainly going to need to. So you draw your circle, and we're drawing photon wheels. So it just kind of needs a little bit of a definition 3D line around here, which I guess most wheels will. And now in the center of the wheel, just draw another circle. And then on the side of that, just draw this. So that's pretty much what the photon wheels would look like. You just add that there. A little black bit there. And add a ring around the inside edge of it. And then a 3D line just around the edge here. So that is one wheel. That looks pretty terrible. Yours will probably look way better than mine. And so now at the other end, we draw the other wheel. So it's probably not going to take up the whole space. If you need to, you can, again, rub something out if you need to make it look better, like I just did. And then we do exactly the same thing. Your wheels can be facing, the bit in the center can be facing a different direction if you want it to be. So that's what I'm going to do, just like this. And then the little dot in the middle. And a ring around the inside edge. Now remember, this wheel isn't whole, so your ring around the inside edge is going to be interrupted. So don't just draw the whole way around here. And then go like somewhat like this. Which gives the inside edge of the wheel a bit of definition. And then give the outside edge of your wheel a bit of stuff. And so you can choose a decal for your car if you want. But before you do that, if you want, this is an optional step, but you can draw a boost for your car. Now the Fennec has 2 boost ports. So we're gonna go around here, and it's gonna curve around here. And you draw another line on the other side of that that kind of funnels away. And then on the other side, you draw the same thing. Just like this. And then you can draw little flecks of speed stuff. So you can color these any way you want. If you color them purple, they'll be plasma. If you color them blue, they'll be ion. If you color them rainbow, they'll be rainbow. These are real boosts, by the way. I literally just looked them up in preparation for this. So if you color it red, it'll be ion. Green, it'll be Xbox, which is a console specific, I guess. If you draw color it rainbow, it'll be rainbow. Red, it'll be Stranger Things, and that's about all of them. If you color it yellow, it'll be Enchanter. Enchanter sounds kind of cool. But anyway, there's your boost. And so now we're just going to outline this. It's going to be fast forwarded for you guys. So I'm just going to outline the whole car.
Actually have to put more roofs. I just realized that these can be really hard to outline, so you can just do a simple rule like the OEM or something.
So the text that I've just been using is just a Faber-Castell, but now I'm going to use a art line, the fine 0.4, to do the more delicate things, like the grill here and this little detail. So I've done those small details with this, but now for the boost, I'm going to do it as ion. Sorry if my head cord's in the way, but I'm going to do it as ion. So I'm going to outline this in blue. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it as a special effect. And so now I've drawn that, and the little flecks, I guess they get to be blue too, so the little flecks are going to be like this. And so now we've done that, I'm just going to color it in. So the windshield, I'm just going to do in texture. So this is all going to be fast forwarded as well. That's what it looks like. And I mean, if you want, you could add a few extra little details like grass or a ball or something, but as it is, I'm just going to draw a ground line. And then I'm just going to quickly grab a green texture, and so that's just green. I guess you could pretend that this car, because of the angle of my terrible drawing, I guess you could pretend that this car has just come in from an aerial, and so now I'm just going to color in the grass really lightly. And so there you have it. Hopefully your drawing looks a bit better than mine, but this is the best I could do. Hopefully yours looks better, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time for another how to draw video.